Welcome, HomeFirst confirmation 8th graders going through confirmation here at Divine Redeemer Lutheran Church and School. I just wanted to take a moment for you parents to let you know why it is that we do what we do, because it is different than how other Lutheran churches have done confirmation, and it's different than how some are currently doing their confirmation process. Here's why. About 3 years ago, we were running into stories of many of our students leaving the church. And I don't just mean Divine Redeemer, I mean leaving the church, as in walking away from their faith actively being expressed in Christ, and they weren't coming back. And that weighed heavy on the hearts of your pastors. And so we tried to figure out how we could figure out the problem and then how we could address it. But we weren't the only ones, because there were other groups throughout the country that were running into the same issue. Students just barely above the age of your child right now, they were leaving the church. Now, Fuller Theological Seminary, Lifeway Research, Ken Ham, and Lutheran Hour Ministries, on top of the Barna Group, all did research and statistical studies. And they all came out with basically the same information. That about 60 to 70% of all students after 8th grade, between 8th grade and the graduation of high school, walked away from the faith. And again, a lot of their research followed up as to the why. So here's what the statistical findings were. After all these different groups looked at students that did stay with the church, so the 30 to 40% that actually stuck around and not just stuck in their church for the sake of doing something by habit, but actually continued to engage their faith in Jesus Christ. This is what the stats said. That their parent or parents were highly involved with their faith formation. That their faith was very personal to them. And that meant that they were actively involved with outreach and teaching. But also that they were exposed to numerous other adults that also had a passion for serving Jesus. So those are the three characteristics that caused what these researchers called sticky faith. Students sticking to their faith in Jesus and sticking to exercising that faith actively. Well, these are the three driving factors then when we renewed our curriculum for confirmation that we stuck to as our core values. And what you'll find is that, yes, parents are going to be asked to step into the biblical role that the Lord has given them. But it's also the role that's always been expected throughout the history of the church, not just in biblical times, but even Martin Luther himself, when he went through his community and found that the students there didn't know what they needed to know, he wrote the small catechism to equip parents to teach their kids the faith in their homes first. That's why the beginning to the small catechism says, as the head of the household is to teach their family. And you have a copy of the small catechism. Every student does that comes into our confirmation programming. So that's why we've created this program, so that your student would get the most effective teacher, the one that could model faith for them in the most formative way. You, mom, and dad. And your pastors are here to supplement this teaching, to complement you as you walk with your students. We are right behind you. Every lesson, we've prepared a video to equip just you parents. And you'll be able to watch that at the very beginning of the week. Now, is that going to equip you to answer every single question that your child might come with? No. But that's okay. Because you're still the best teacher for them, so that they stay active in their faith in Jesus Christ. And so, this curriculum is highly personal for the student themselves. It has high parental involvement. And when you watch the student video in just a few minutes, you're going to see that your students are going to be working alongside of some very active adults here at the church and in our school that love Jesus as well. Because our prayer is not that a confirmation program could be concluded, but that your child sticks with Christ throughout their lives, and that Jesus is always going to be in your home first. Have a great day.